Well, hello everybody. Today we're gonna have the Gran Turismo 7 firing all cylinders. In this year, in 2022, we got some real issues, but none on the game industries. So let's talk about the Gran Turismo. We have reached the age where the line between the virtual world and reality is beginning to blur to the point I can no longer tell the difference. The new iteration of Gran Turismo is so graphically brilliant, so realistic, so beautifully rendered that during the majority of the experience, I struggled to believe I was playing a video game. The first word Gran Turismo 7 pulled from me was an almost undeniable whoa, as the open sequence transported me into a world where the love and passion for automotives was parable. From the title screen onward, Gran Turismo 7 sets a new standard for the driving games and carries this high caliber of game all the way to the finish line. Racing games are one of my favorite genres to play. There is something so thrilling about tearing through a race and crossing up the Rhine fire, leaving nothing but a cloud of dust for your competition to choke on. However, Gran Turismo 7 isn't a racing game, it's a driving simulator. Sure, one of the main components of the game is racing, but there is such more than that. It's a project of love, passion for cars, the history, and what it comes with it. The most recent racing game I played was a remake of Burnout Paradise, and as most you know guys, brakes aren't needed in the Paradise City, but in continuing it, I so believe brakes are for the wimps. I sat down for my GT license thinking I could smash it quickly and get out of the comps. However, I soon realized in the Gran Turismo you just don't get with anything. Every aspect of the game, from the tutorial to racing, collection cars, and even just picking up the new missions, is an experience. And for the tutorial I got the experience my driving instructor telling me I don't know how to use my brakes. Gran Turismo 7 wants you to be a good driver. The game has implemented a range of assistant features to help you get through the races without being frustrated, but these are offered to you as a teaching aid, not to as a handicap, unlike in games like Mario Kart, where if you turn drive assist on, you likely never turn it off. And GTS 7 assistance features are designed to be used in temporary basis. Because I repeatedly shouted brakes are for the dorks when applying for my license, the drive suggested me the handle brake for me. They were also kind enough to lay down some guidelines on the tracks to teach me when I should brake. If you need more help than this, the game also offers such as auto steering and auto drive. This can be used to cheese it through the races of competition toughly. They will be slowing down. If you want to start ranking up the goals for more difficult races, you're gonna have to learn to drive without them. Other than the obvious benefits of winning gold medals and prize money, becoming a driver has a lot of advantages too. One of these is being a good driver feels good. GT7 has done an amazing job of making each car feel different from the other, but they also really nailed the feeling between when you're acing a race and when you're sucking it. Hearing my tire scratch and having my controller try to avoid against me when I was driving badly really stiffed my priorities from the simply winning to winning well. The satisfaction you feel when you easily turn and driving like a professional is amplified by how bloody good your replays start looking as your driving skill increase. When I started the game, I was self-correcting, almost turns slamming the accelerator at every opportunity, but after a couple of days I could really already see the improvements I was making. Becoming a better driver doesn't really solely on the shoulders truth, it also depends a lot on your car drive. Through its expert utilization of PS5 controller vibration and feedback, the difference between the driving certain type of vehicles in this game is astounding. My favorite car of all times is the Mini Cooper, so of course this is the first time one buy to use car a lot. The initial model I had just from 1965 and thought it was fine to drive. I stomped into the ground in my races because the car just didn't have the power of the new model. Steering wheel harder, I had to really lay into the accelerator to pick up speed, and the car did not like when I braked suddenly. When I had assumed a bit of prize money, I took myself to the car dealership and bought a newer model. And difference between these two was like a day and a night. The newer car, with a sweeter touch, a long stick, acceleration was smoother, braking was easier, the driving experience was an absolute treat. This game feels sensational to play, and this is why it's incredibly easy to lose the hours on it. Finding a natural stopping point is really hard when each win unlocks a stake of new content and cars to collect. In the hours I was playing constantly, unlocking new gameplay modes, customization options, racetracks, cars, and list goes on. With the sheer amount of content jumped into this title, it truly does have something for everybody. Everyone and interest in cars have to deal them come true. But even for someone who knows nothing about them, I found every race in the game entertaining and wonderful. For the races, the collectors, the history buffs, and the people who just like decorating the things and taking pretty pictures, GT7 truly delivers. On the top of everything else GT7 has to offer, it also boasts a variety of multiplayer modes and gameplay options. Once server to go live, you have the option to complete it in daily races, which pit you against the people in your own skill level. You can also race your friends and connect with them online to view their race times, ranking and other stats. This is a feature I'm personally looking forward to, and I know it's going to be a ton of fun when all my mates buy the game and we start low-key billing each other over the best driver who it is. If the racing online starts to get the old through, there will always be old second player split screen, which offer a great range of cars and tracks for those who want more offline experience. My one criticism of the game is that the customization component is not the most user-friendly experience. When I first unlocked the ability to visual customize my car, was super excited for the options available to me. However, with no tutorial to guide me through the process, I quickly became overwhelmed. I thought I could just go in, slap some decals on my Mini and call it a day, but that's not the way it works. For those of you who will be patient and artistic ability to master this mode, you will have an absolutely field day. And once your car is looking fly, you can utilize in the build photo mode to take gorgeous pictures of it. Like all the things in Gran Turismo, the photo system is just in deep and everyone else. You control so much more than just positioning cars in frame and hitting the shutter button, but the aperture speed, exposure value, aspect ratio, and so much more. If you never use the digital camera in your life, the game will take you through what everything means, but it's a lot to take in. However, if you take the time for familiarize yourself with the systems, you will be rewarded and virtually limitless creative freedom. If you haven't spoken to somebody who was true passion for a hobby of interest, you will know looking at the heat warming, it can be listened to them speak and about something that truly appreciated. Those moments in a time where the passion and excitement marry up with a sense of wonderment is that the entirety of Gran Turismo 7 feels like. Throughout the entire game, the unbated dedication of the history and craftsmanship on the automotive industry shines through brightly. The devotion on effort and attention to the detail cars come through. In every aspect of the title, it makes one of the shows you'll be missed. Never in my life I have seen a development team so effectively and so beautiful bringing to life the heart and soul behind the video game. Each and every aspect of this game has been developed with such love and care that it hasn't truly blown me away. Gran Turismo 7 undoubtedly set the bar for future driving titles. As standard, I'm sure it will be so hard.